Are you leaving? Oh, I was just coming home.
Good morning, everybody. Let's give it like a minute just to allow a couple other people to join. Thank you all for being here on time. Appreciate it.
Can you amend me, please? Email. You have my email.
Yeah, you should have already gotten it.
No, not doing the work, so.
So tomorrow it's day, right?
That
All right, thank you, everybody. Let's go ahead and get started, I guess, here. So first.
Here's my story. I'm emigrated out from Ireland and I moved to San Diego, California. Are there any first generation immigrants in the room? Anybody here immigrated to America? A couple of you, all right? Well, when I moved here, just so you know, when you come from another country and you come to America, everybody back home has a certain perspective of what life in America is like. For example, everyone back home in Dublin's convinced everyone in America is a millionaire. So I'm getting on the plane, they're like, Brian, all the Yanks are millionaires, they're all millionaires. They have 2 cars, 3 television sets. You go down to the local stores, they just give you stuff. You don't have to make payments for years and years and years. An amazing country. So I move out to San Diego. I'm 3 days in the country and I'm sitting down in a bar one evening, which is where Irish people go to think and plan, by the way. And I'm sitting down, I'm having a nice chat with a fellow by the name of Bill Johnson. Bill and I are getting along great. Bill's asking me about Ireland, I'm asking him about San Diego. Well, during the course of the conversation, I said, Bill, what do you do for a living? He tells me he's in real estate, so just tell me all about it. And right about that time, whips out a business card and hands it to me. Now, I had never seen a business card that looked like this before. First of all, in the top right-hand corner of it, he had a picture of himself. In fact, that picture looked so good, I didn't even recognize him when he was sitting in front of me. The next thing is down on the bottom left-hand corner of that business card was a gold star. And inside that gold star, it said, $1 Million Club. Well, you have to picture the scene. I'm a 5th-generation painter and decorator's son. Grew up on the south side of Dublin in a poor neighborhood. This is the first time in my life I'd come face to face with a real life, genuine millionaire. I'm terrified to talk to him. I said, Bill, are you like the best realtor in San Diego? Are you the best in California? He goes, oh no, Brian. There's a bunch of people doing just as well, if not even better than me. I'm like, really? I said, Bill, could I come visit your office sometime? He said, sure, Brian. I said, I've nothing going on, Bill. Could I come over tomorrow? He says, that's funny. I have nothing going on either. Come on over tomorrow. That'd be fine. So the next day I go over, I visit this little office, ERA Advantage in Hillcrest in San Diego. And Bill introduces me to his broker and all the fellow agents in the office. And every time I met an agent, they handed me a card. Guess what? Every single one of them had on their business cards. $1 Million Club. I'm walking on the place going, yes, yes. 4 days in the country and I'd figured out the place they churn out millionaires like cookie cutters. I'm just fired up. I go up to the broker, I say, lady, what have I got to do to get into this business? She goes, Brian, here's a referral to Anthony's real estate schools. You got to study for your license and pass your test. And if you pass your test, you come back here and interview with us, and we'll see if you have what it takes to work with us here at ERA. So I go after it, morning, noon, and night. I'm studying the riparian rights and all those other things I'd never use. Get my license, and I come back for the interview. I remember the interview like it was this morning. I'm all dressed up to the nines. I have my resume looking perfect. I have my mother back home in Dublin saying prayers for the big job interview. I'm sitting down in front of my future broker, Nicole. We're having this nice chat. About 20 minutes into the conversation, she says, Brian, I think I'm going to hire you. And I'm on fire, got a little carried away. Walking around town telling people how I got hired on the very first real estate interview I ever took. It wasn't until sometime after I found out what our actual criteria for hiring somebody was. And that is, if you had a license and the ability to fog a mirror, yep, we can use you. Yep, you qualify. Now, what's the very first thing they have you do when you get in the business? Can you remember what's the very, very first thing? What's that? Even before cold calling. You write checks, that's it. Yeah, you see, I thought I'd gotten a job. No, pal, this is real estate. This is where you pay us first. This is how it works. Brian, you got to have business cards. Okay, fine, there's a check. Brian, you got to have stationery. Okay, fine, there's a check. Brian, you have to have the magnetic signs for the side of your car. Okay, fine, there's a check. Brian, you got to have a pager. Oh, you can't do business without a cell phone. All day long, I sign checks and contracts. And at the end of the day, they send me home. I show up for work the next day. I have the pager on. I have the cell phone on. I come walking in like deputy dog. I'm just kind of like raring to go. Walk in. Broker sits me down, carries over the big fat book, holds it up in front of me, says, Brian, inside of that book's all your future hopes and dreams. That book's called a crisscross directory. It's a listing of all the people who own the homes and the streets and the neighborhoods around here. Here's a little one-page script you got to memorize. Get comfortable with the script, call the people in the book, ask them if they're selling. If they tell you they are, we'll make a little appointment. You then do the CMA, find out how much the home is worth. You go on over, put the home on the market, and whenever it sells, 6% of whatever it sells for is yours. I'm saying, great, that's it. Yeah, that's it. I said, no wonder you're all millionaires. So we start practicing the script, role playing, she called it. She's pretending to be a seller, and I'm pretending to be an agent, and she's pretending and I'm pretending to be in all kinds of different places, and all kinds of things, okay? So an hour of this goes by. I said, Nicole, I think I'd be more comfortable calling the real people than doing this. She said, that's the spirit. So right before I get on the phone to call people, she comes over to me and gives me her little Vince Lombardi motivational speech. She says, Brian, there's only 2 things you need to know. Number 1, in this office, our policy is you call until you get an appointment. That's it. You call until you get an appointment. Might take a half hour, might take an hour, might take all day. It doesn't matter. You stay on that phone to get an appointment. And the second thing is this, you don't worry about it. People will love to talk to you. Away you go. So I get on the phone. Hello, this is Brian Buffini with the ERA Advantage Real Estate. And I was wondering if you might be interested in selling your home. No one of you friggin' realtors call me at home. Leave me alone, you lowlife. Okay. I must have got a bad one. Let me try that again. Well, that first day, I stayed calling for about 7 hours. But by the end of the day, my attitude had shifted a little bit, you see. By the end of the day, I'm like, how you think about selling your home? No? Fine, click, done. I picked up that book, I went marching back into the broker's office, I put it down on her desk. I said, lady, I don't want you to take this personally. I'm never doing that another day in my life. Do you have anything else I could be doing around here? She's like, calm down, Brian, calm down. You might be one of those people just not cut out for cold calling. Come back here tomorrow, I'll have you do something a little easier. So the next day I show up, she has me spend all day working on the expireds. They're a lot easier, aren't they? These are people who just came off their recent 6-month sojourn with a realtor and can't wait to hear from one the morning after their house doesn't sell. I came into the end of the second day, I said, Nicole, I don't know if I'm going to make it in this business. I don't know. I spent 8 hours on the phone today, and the only thing that I've been able to find out is that these folks here, they're even more pissed off than the first group of people you had me call. And I said, look, you got to level with me here. Is this your entire list of career options for me? Because this door knocking looks like this only in person. So I gave it one more shot, and I actually went out and I door knocked the for sale by owners. It's kind of interesting because it's right around that time I first started carrying a gun.
I hope you guys got a little fun out of that. We're going to be going over Brian Buffini's way to work your database. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. All right. And here's a message from our fearless leader.
Dennis Rosas, President of Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, California Properties. I am excited to share the great news with you. Berkshire Hathaway Home Services is doing something special to invest in your business. They are having our 2021 convention online, virtual. And it's not just a Zoom call. It's going to be virtual, making things happen exciting. March 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. It's free. But I'm asking you, what your brand is asking you, is to invest in your time for 3 sessions or more that will help you with your business in 2021. We are part of the Forever brand. We are part of the Forever company. Thank you for being part of the Forever Agents. Look forward to seeing you March 21st, 22nd, and 23rd online, celebrating our brand, but most importantly, helping you with your real estate business. Thank you for being part of our team. God bless.
All right. And please sign up for that, guys, either through your resource center or through bhhsevents.com. Like he said, that will be free. So, you know what? If you've never been to one, I've never been to one. Usually, you know, it's you got to pay for a airplane ticket and hotel accommodations and all that stuff. So, so anyways, yeah. All right. Do we have so a quote from Brian Buffini real quick there? Make a list of all the people you know or have done business with, and go see them. Let them know that you're there. Let them know that you value the relationship. Does anybody have any buyer wants needs? Any new listings that you want to share with us? No? All right. Well, let me go into the MLS real quick, and I will share with you what we have here. So this is Angie Sandoval, still Anaheim. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,600 square feet condo, newer construction, built in 2014, and asking $610 for that. So if you've got anybody looking there, looks pretty nice. Like I said, newer construction. So $610. Wow, that's pretty neat. Nice amenities there. So something to keep in mind if you've got a buyer there. Moving on to CYPRESS. This is another Angie Sandoval. She's on fire right now. 5-bedroom, 4-bath, almost 3,000 square feet of living space on a 5,000 square foot lot, asking $930, and that's 5 days on the market. And if I read her comments correctly, they are reviewing all offers on Thursday. Fang and Nancy, you guys have a buyer? I know you guys work CYPRESS a lot, so this is a great opportunity here. I noticed too that their original price was $975, and they immediately went down to $930. So I'm sure there's going to be a couple bids on that. As you can see, it does need upgrading. Oh, that bathroom was upgraded there. So a little bit of upgrading here and there. So that's Angie. If you've got a buyer, guys, reach out to her. There's no one else I'd rather work with than my coworker, other than myself, right? My coworker. So, all right, moving on to another one, Angie Sandoval again, 2-bedroom, 3-bath, 1,500 square feet, condo built in 1984. This is in Brea, asking 525.9. And also, it looks like this got reduced. Yeah, it was 545.9 down to 525.9 now. And we hadn't seen pictures of this before, so let's take a look real quick. Looks very clean and does have upgrades. Wow, and she actually has 60 pictures of this one. So anyways, if you've got a buyer for Brea, condo, not a bad price, reach out to Angie Sandoval. She's the listing queen of the week, so make sure to reach out to her. All right, everybody, I believe that's it for our, let me see. Oh, no, Christina Furneaux still has her Cornuda Avenue and Bellflower available. Remember, this is that house that would probably work for a, large family or 2 families, or somebody that wants to run like a in-home health kind of a thing. Asking $995 for a 5-bedroom, 5-bath, 3,100 square feet of living space. And I remember telling you guys that this one even has an elevator inside it. So it's definitely a different kind of property, as you can see. But it's still on the market. So if you've got a large family looking to go for something like this, or if you know any nurses out there or doctors that are thinking about starting a second business, this might be their opportunity. All right, and I believe that's it, guys. Let me see one more. We'll click through. Yep, that's it. All right, awesome. And let's go to the numbers. So you guys are on fire. Number one, I'd like to mention that we're the number 3 office out of 19 offices in the Mulhern Group Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. So congratulations to you all. That's amazing work. Great job. The other thing is we have 23 pending escrows. So depending on when those were open, we might have a really good March, and we're only 9 days into March. So congrats to Sam Jabil, Bernadette Chua, Jolie Casada, Carrie and Don, Marjorie Tyson, Christine Bandy, the Grimm team, Fang and Nancy, Christina Furneaux, Renee Nava, Angie Sandoval, Patrick Delaney, and the Morales team, and Ludi Carroll, and Cecilia Guthrie. Congratulations to you all. Amazing work, you guys. 23 escrows. That's amazing. So, all right. And then, if you guys remember, last week we only had 1 escrow close from the Morales team for the month. Obviously, it was a little bit early in the month. But now we've bumped it up to 10 closed sides. So congratulations to the Morales team, the Grimm team, Sam Jabil, Christina Furneaux, Don and Carrie, Jolie Piccolini, and of course, Bernadette Chua. Congratulations to you all. Great work. So we just received the numbers for February, top 25 agents and teams. And out of the CYPRESS office, number 11, you've been working really hard, Bernadette, so congrats to you. You're really a rising star, and really proud of you. So Bernadette Chua, number 11 there. Ludi Carroll, number 14. Jennifer Alcaraz, number 16. She just closed, I want to say, a $1.4 million deal, something like that. And then in number 20, Marjorie Tyson. Congrats to you guys. Great work. And now for the year to date. This is top 35 agents year to date and teams. Number 11 coming in very strong, Marjorie Tyson. And number 18, Jolie Piccolini. Number 27, Ludi Carroll. And not surprised, number 28, Angie Sandoval. And I believe she's going to move up a couple notches. So congrats to all of you. Great work. This is really Yeah, go ahead, Joe. Sorry.
You skipped Bernadette, which is number 20 year to date.
Oh, Bernadette. Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah.
You're right. Hey, Bernadette, I'm sorry. You know what? I just got these in this morning, like last minute. So yeah, you're right. Bernadette, again, great job. Number 20 for year to date. So congrats to you all. Keep up the great work. Before we move on to have John speak, real quick, Debbie DeGroat on March 11th at 1:30. You guys look out in your emails. She's going to give you tips to get your buyers under contract and to a stress-free closing. So, you know, keep in mind she was a high level top producer before she started her coaching business. And I'm sure she's got a lot of good insights for you. You won't want to miss that. Another thing is if you're not completely savvy or fully knowledgeable of SkySlope, March 13th, which is a Saturday at 10 a.m. on the virtual Saturday series, they will be going over SkySlope. So give me 1 second here. I have to admit somebody. And you know, what's funny is you just mentioned that, John, but Bernadette wasn't on the call. She just came on just now. Bernadette, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, Bernadette, well, I'll just go back. So you're number 11 for the top 25 in February for the whole company. And then John pointed out that I made a mistake here. You're number 20 for year to date. So congratulations to you. You've been
Thank you. Thank you.
Congrats. Yes.
Thank
Keep
you.
up the great work. All right, John, go ahead, my man. John, you there?
Paging John Greer.
He was just there. Maybe he clicked the button.
John Greer.
Was it not letting him? John?
You may have to come back to John.
All right, I might have to come back to John. Joe Coy, are you on?
Hi, how's it going?
Hey, how's it going, man? Yeah, we'll go to you and then we'll come back to John.
Sure. Headed to a meeting and it's far from my office, so I'm doing the Zoom call in my car at the moment.
Okay, no worries.
But I have a few updates for you guys. So one big announcement that happened about a month ago was that FHA was going to allow for DACA. At the time, we were unsure which down payment assistance bond organizations would allow for DACA, even on their FHA products or even on their Fannie Mae products. The list has officially come out. So CalHAFA is allowing for DACA borrowers on both their conventional and FHA products, all their products across the board, except for VA. And then the Golden State Finance Authority, they have two programs. One's called Platinum, and the other one is called Open Doors. Now, for the Golden State Finance Authority, they're only allowing for DACA for their FHA clients. For their conventional deals, they do them through Freddie Mac. Freddie Mac doesn't allow for DACA. And for that reason, if you're going to use that organization, you have to go with an FHA loan if you're DACA. The Southern California Home Finance Authority, SHAFA, they're allowing it for their FHA product. And lastly, Chenoa is allowing it for their FHA product. So essentially, you have 4 different down payment assistance organizations that are allowing for DACA borrowers to get assistance for their down payment and closing costs. So if you have clients that fall under that, we'd be happy to help them get qualified, let them know what their options are for down payment assistance. The next thing I wanted to do is give you guys an update on rates. Rates have been a little volatile the last 2 or 3 weeks. We've seen rates increase about 0.375, maybe 0.5% across the board. Rates are still extremely low, but they have come up from their bottoms. For an FHA or VA loan, you're looking at about 2.75, 2.875 today. Conforming conventional, you're looking at about 3.0. High balance conventional, you're looking at about 3.125, 3.25. So they have increased a little bit, but again, still excellent rates. Definitely still something you want to be promoting and putting your clients at ease about. One thing I'm seeing an uptick in right now is clients inquiring about bank statement programs. You know, a lot of our self-employed clients or just clients in general are doing their taxes right now. A lot of them are sending me rough drafts to see how much they would qualify, you know, based on the income they plan on claiming. A lot of times the income that they are claiming is falling short of what's needed to qualify for what's looking to purchase. So they're asking about alternative programs. They're weighing the benefits and disadvantages of either paying, you know, claiming more income and owing more to the IRS and income taxes versus going with a bank statement program, maybe having a higher down payment, maybe a higher interest rate, but they can limit the amount of profit that they're going to claim to the IRS. So I'm seeing more and more of that. If you guys have clients in a similar situation, maybe they want to, you know, postpone purchasing because they're not willing to claim the amount of income that they need to on their tax returns, you know, have them get a second opinion. Be happy to let them know what their options are for a bank statement program. And then lastly, just want to make sure that everyone is getting our marketing emails that are sent out weekly from Leah. If not, please let me know so I can get you added to there. She sent out one last week regarding Instagram posts and custom posts that we can create for you for your social media accounts. We got a lot of traction on that one. A lot of agents were interested in inquiring. So if you didn't see that, or if that's something that you're interested in, please reach out to either me or Leah. We'd be glad to assist in any way that we can. And that's what I got for you guys.
Sweet. All right, Joe. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Johnny, are you available now?
Yeah, sorry
There
about
you go.
that.
All good.
Plumber here, and I got called away for a minute, but yeah. So good morning, everybody, and congrats to all the top sales, and that the office is doing well. It's all because of you guys out there working hard. So keep it up. Get to getting. Well, the getting's good.
Yes.
I just wanted to read this to you. I wasn't aware of a company called Knock, and I'm going to read this to you. Knock, an innovative lender that helps home buyers buy a new home before selling their old one, has entered the Southern California market. And does that sound a little familiar? So a bridge loan type thing. But I want to step it back. Does anybody there? I think there might be a few ERA franchises out there, real estate franchises. Back in the day, I was a member of ERA office, and they had the program, if we can't sell your house, we'll buy it. And, you know, for as long as I worked with them, I was never involved in, I don't think the office was ever involved in actually purchasing their home. There's so many stipulations that they put out. It just, so in other words, you're going to see in a minute, but you had to have the house on the market for 6 months based on the comps that were out there, and you had to go lower. It was all sorts of stipulations. So what happened was it's a come on, and then to get the listing, and then after 6 months we buy it from you. Well, it never happened because the house sold. So here's the premise of this thing is that Knock is now operating in 25 markets in 7 states. It plans to reach 75 markets by 2023 in first for Golden State. So the company only buys the home if the property doesn't sell within 6 months. So sound familiar? Initially, Knock would buy the customer's new home, then sell it to the customer after they sold their original home. The company shifted its financial strategy in July, creating its home swap program. First, Knock pre-approves the client's mortgage for a new home. Then it offers a second interest-free bridge loan for up to $250,000 to finance the down payment on the new home, and up to $25,000 for repairs for the old home. Does that sound familiar? The bridge loan also can be used to cover old home's mortgage for 6 months. The bridge loan backed by equity in the old home gets paid off after it sells. In an unrelated development, San Francisco-based Open Door, this is another one I haven't really heard much of, announced a program Wednesday to help Riverside area home shoppers enter bidding wars without a finance contingency, even when they don't have the cash to buy without a mortgage. Under its new cash-backed offers program, Open Door backs a home shopper's bid with its own cash, the company said. If the home buyer needs more time for financing, Open Door will buy the home, then resell it to the client once financing is available. an Open Door will buy the client's home if he or she needs to move before selling on the open market. So this stuff is not new, you know. Apart from typical agent fees for each transaction, Open Door doesn't charge fees for using the new program, the company spokesperson said. Those who also sell their homes to Open Door pay a 5% service charge plus 1% for estimated closing costs. So there is fees, or about $36,000 for a medium priced Southern California home. Zillow announced last week that it's now putting its money where its mouth is, making its home price value estimate the initial offer price on a limited subset of homes, which I don't know what that means, for its iBuying program. Some real estate agents have questioned the accuracy of the company's estimates since the debut, and Zillow's reluctance to use it as the basis for buying homes raised even more questions. Now homeowners with qualifying homes will see the initial cash offer displayed at the top of their property information on Zillow, the company said. Knock's program is only available to clients who get their new mortgage through Knock. In addition to normal mortgage closing costs, customers pay Knock 1.25% of their new home's value as a convenience fee that's equal to $7,500 median price. So just wanted, you know, I'm not trying to put anything out to scare you or to make you feel uncomfortable, or I want for knowledge if it should come up that you're going to, at least have a halfway idea of how these programs work, and that there are costs involved to them, because they're certainly not going to do it for free. And I do know on that instance where they bought the home and then your financing had a delay in it, they may even charge you more for your home, that particular home, because the values went up, in 2 months or something. So just wanted to throw it out there so you have some sort of an idea, maybe an answer to some questions that people are bringing these companies up. Okay. So Benny, I'll turn it back to you. And I would say maybe we'll hear more about it and maybe not, just like Purple Bricks, they came in with a giant splash and then nothing, so just a heads up.
John, thanks for sharing that. You guys, John makes a great point, and you should at least know a little bit about what these companies are about. I'll give you an example. Maybe a year or two ago, Christina Furneaux went on an appointment, and she offered the MAP program to these sellers for a cosmetic repair, and then they consulted with Compass, and Compass said to them that there was no charge, there was no fees, that they would just lend them 50 grand and they just have to pay it back when they close. Well, they finally ended up sending this lady a contract, and then there was all these fees on there. So Christina was upset because she at first was like, wow, this company's competing against us and they're not charging any fees. What can we do to get the same kind of a program? And then it turned out that no, it was, Compass was just saying that to the lady, but once they sent their contract over, there was all kinds of fees on there. The other thing, guys, is we're going to talk about Brian Buffini and working with your database. And I don't know if you guys have noticed this lately, but I have, is I've seen a lot of agents walking up to the front door of a house and going, hey, are you David and Lori? Yeah. Oh, great. Hey, nice to meet you. I'm your agent, right? They have no relationship whatsoever. They've never met in the office, or at a coffee shop or anywhere else. They were just, these people clicked on something on Redfin or Zillow, and this agent met them there at the property. Personally, I think it's a huge waste of time for the agent. I think it's a waste of time of the client. It's a disservice. How do they really know what they want? How do they know, what their goals are, what their timelines are? They're just meeting at a property because these people click the button. So working your database, guys, is honestly, and if you look at Christina Furneaux and Marjorie Tyson, that's what they focus on. And I guarantee you the bigger top producers in the country, work their database a lot, or probably the most. I mentioned to you guys that a Mike Ferry agent whose interview I listened to a week ago, the guy went from doing 50 deals a year to 200. And they asked him what was the game changer, and it was working with my database, right? So working your database, and I think Tom Fair, I think all of these guys teach you to work your database. If you remember when you first got into real estate, I remember this. The first thing my manager made me do was fill out a list of my barber's phone number, my dry cleaner, who my cousin is, who my aunt is, all that, and then to call on them and let them know that you're in the business. So these companies are going to be here. They're not going to. Some are going to leave, but a lot of them are going to stay. And the best way to not be affected by them is to just make sure that you are in touch with your database. So, Christy Rye, are you on? I know that she was.
We're here.
Hey.
Well, give her 1 second. She's unmuting her phone, I think.
Morning. How's it going, guys?
Good morning.
Good morning. Sorry if I'm making you guys dizzy. I literally just got out of my car. So we have a really cool tool. I don't know if you guys saw my post on Facebook. Oh, Benny, I should have showed you a demo yesterday. It's a market snapshot. And if, with your permission, Benny, can you share your screen? Morning.
Or
can you
allow me to share my screen.
Yeah, can you share it with Keegan?
Sorry, I had muted myself.
No, that's fine. Yeah, if I could get screen share real quick.
Go ahead. It's available now.
I froze. Oh, Christy froze. It's saying that I don't have participant screen sharing right now.
And I swear this will take 3 minutes. Promise.
No problem. You know what? I don't see what else I can do, Keegan.
Do you have a shield icon on the bottom?
There it is. I got it. Try it again.
Perfect. All right. So this is our new market snapshot tool. So all you have to do is you log into our OC Title website, and you click on more tools over here on that right-hand side. And then down here we have market snapshot. This is brand new. It just got added in about 2 weeks ago. And what it lets you do is get market information in real time for an area. And so we have live map, that's pre-existing areas that we have mapped out for neighborhoods. This is the custom shape. So just like how our farming tool is, you can map the boundaries of an area that you want to collect the information from. We also have zip code, so you can do it for an entire zip code. So I'm going to just jump into the custom area. I'm going to do my area in CYPRESS where I live. And so let's say I want to collect the sales information for this area right here, so I can make a market report to anyone that lives in this area. Let's say you have a potential seller that wants to list. So I'm just going to map out the boundaries. And once I'm happy with that, I just hit create report up here in the top right. I'll call it Keegan CYPRESS. And then it takes all of 2 or 3 seconds for it to make the actual report. And once it does, it pulls up, it shows you how many homes that you selected. It shows you what zip codes there are, because if you're working in LA or Compton, you might have multiple zip codes within the area that you mapped. It shows you over here where the area you mapped was. And this is the part that I think is a really strong selling point, is it shows the past year's sales and it breaks it into quarters. And so it shows you there were 5 sales, and here's what the lowest price was, the average price, the higher end price, and it collects all that data over here. So there were 20 sales. Sorry, there's a siren going by. 20 sales for the area I selected over the past year, and the average sales price was $840,000. It also shows you for 2 years ago. 2 years ago, the average price was about $800,000. That is a $40,000 year-over-year increase for this area. So you can sit down with these, the potential sellers, and you can show them just how much the value of their property has increased in a single year. And this is also a great tool because, you can print it, you do it as a PDF. If you decide to do a handwritten note to absentee owners, like particularly ones that live out of state, you can include a copy of this, because if they're out of state, they might not be paying attention to California's real estate market. They might not realize just how much the value of that property has increased. And now that there's all these, in California for renters, there's a lot of protections for them. If they're out of state, these owners might not want to deal with it anymore. And then when they find out there's a $40,000 increase from last year, they might say, screw it, I'm selling it. Tenants can, find a new place. So this is a brand new tool, and it's available to all of you. So you can just get on and get on it. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to me and Christy.
Let me chime in. Go back.
Okay.
So guys, if maybe he can't go back, but what I wanted to share with you is Benny was talking about how Christina Furneaux, Marjorie Tyson, a lot of agents that stay in touch with their sphere of influence. Your sphere of influence also includes your past clients. They go into your sphere, right? You can actually think about the people that you put into escrow over the last few years. You could run this report and show them how well that property has performed. I mean, even though it's their primary residence, it's still an investment. And you're the person, you are the professional that put them in that property. You're the one that helped them, acquire a piece of California, the American dream. Show them how well their property has performed. Maybe, just maybe, they're thinking about putting their house on the market to buy that real dream home where they've now matured and they want to move to, by the water. Who knows? Whatever the case may be. This is also a great piece to show your 55 and over, because of Prop 19. You can use this tool in so many ways. It's easy to read, it's easy on the eyes. And not only that, something Keegan didn't mention, do you guys know that once you run this report, it automatically updates itself. So if you check this report in a month, the numbers are going to change because it's constantly behind the scenes updating for you. The absentee owners is a no-brainer to send this information out to. And right now you can actually do it. This is what I would do. I would email it to myself, and then I would go on my smartphone. I would open up that email. I would grab the image and I would send it in a text message to my clients, because you've got a lot of the millennials they're text friendly. They love text messages. So we are going to be having this going live, I believe, on our mobile app in April, if I'm not mistaken, April 1st. But this is brand spanking new, and this is a game changer. So any thoughts, comments, questions, praise?
Great.
No, absolutely. It's great. And you guys, I've shared with you in the past, your stockbroker, your financial advisor, they send you a quarterly or an annual report. Why aren't you sending your clients a quarterly or annual report on the performance of their property? You never know what they're thinking, right? And at least it helps you stay top of mind. Best case scenario, they call you and they say, hey, we're ready to move on to a bigger property or whatever, downsize, whatever it is. So yeah, thanks for sharing, Christy. That's great info and a great tool, I believe. Yeah, absolutely. All right, let me go back.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think she was just saying thanks.
Yeah, I was just saying thank you.
Oh, okay. All right. Got it. Let me go back to Keynote here. And we don't have Stephanie, but she's asked me that when she's not on the call, if I'll please give me a sec. I've got
plugger.
That was done. Yeah, to plug her. So anyways, don't forget about her. She's she's a friend of ours and a your affiliate. So let me move this bar.
I have a quick question for Keegan.
Yeah, go ahead.
Those reports, do they happen to have, when we pull them up, do they automatically put our picture on them like a lot of the things do?
Did you hear that, Keegan? The question was on those reports, is there a way to put your picture on them, or
Are we co-branded?
So right now it's not customized for the agent, but if you have one that you've created and you like, you can send it over to Ricardo in client care and ask them to include your picture.
Yes, it's definitely customizable, you guys.
Got it.
The ride team will take care of that for you.
Okay. And I noticed it'll print with the agent's information, right? Like it'll automatically do that though, right? But not the picture.
Well, I can't remember. I don't think so.
I think it includes Christie's because
got it.
They're legally not allowed to include your information. But obviously, if you send us the PDF and say, "Hey, can you customize this for me?" We're more than happy to help you. you know, we'll put your information there because we want you to be getting these listings.
Got it. Okay, awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that.
Absolutely.
All right. So work your database. And this is all from Brian Buffini, guys. You know, I am pretty good, but I'm not that good. So I went ahead and got some information from Brian Buffini. And so first of all, it says, what is a database? It says our lives are so inundated with technology that many times when we hear the word database, it can sound like something related to computer software. However, when we encourage you to scratch any cold number Latin images that may come up when you think about your business database. So from now on, start thinking about your database as the relational asset of your business. A lot of you asked me in the last 2 years, you asked me, Benny, what do you do? What do you do? You guys constantly ask me that. And I tell you, you know what? I'm lucky that in the short 14 years, I work by referral. You know, my clients, and you know, I'll tell you, I've been a bad agent because I don't do any of these things that Brian Buffini teaches. And I can only imagine that if I did, I'd probably triple my business. So anyways, so he goes, the goal is to continuously communicate your professional character and competence to these relationships and ask for the referrals. So, okay. So where should I start? So whether you're brand new to the business or you've relocated, the first place to start is by making a list of the people you know. So remember, when you first started, sure your manager had you make a list of everybody that you know that you work with. So an example here, family and friends. And please, if you need time for you to screenshot this, let me know if I jump onto the next slide, okay? Or if you'd like, I could provide these slides to you after the meeting. So family and friends, professional relationships, services that you use, social media contacts, sphere of influence. So, you know, it's funny, you guys, we deal with all of these people on a daily basis. You know, it's time that you ask for referrals and let them know what you do for a living. So at the bottom, it says, think about who you might mail a card to during the holidays. So you just never know where that next lead might come from. So some questions and objections that might pop up. I don't want to bother my friends and family about my business. That's something that you might feel. But it says they're probably some of your biggest advocates and they want you to succeed. So putting them in your database means you're going to be intentional about gently reminding them to send you referrals. And if you guys sign up, I'm not trying to pitch you guys to sign up to the Brian Buffini thing. I'm not a member of it. John Greer's not a member of it. But like John Greer does his drop-offs. Those drop-offs are kind of like a Brian Buffini kind of a thing. The other thing is when you do sign up to Brian Buffini, they do send you a box. If you guys ever walk in here and look on Christina's desk or on Marjorie's desk, she has a big box from Brian Buffini, and they print the stuff that she has to send out for her. So all she has to do now is just put it in an envelope and mail it out. I'm new to this area and I don't know anybody. Well, chances are you've already made connections with more people than you realize. Have you met your mailman, found a new hairstylist, or had a conversation with a grocery store clerk? Believe me, guys, I've had agents in this office tell me this, that they're new to the area and they don't know anyone. So here you go. I mean, you're interacting with people. You know, Grant Cardone has said in the past that if he worked in a place like where we work and Kimmy's across the street, the restaurant or in the shopping center here, that he would make it a point to have breakfast there every day so that people start wondering who the hell he is, that he could have breakfast there every day. And then it could drum up a conversation. So the key is to get out there and be intentional about connecting. So why should I aim for 100 people? 100 is the magic number when it comes to the ideal size of your database because it gives you enough people to get some great momentum, but it's not overwhelming to maintain. This number is likely to fluctuate over time as you add or remove people, but it's a good baseline to aim for. Let me throw in my little thing to this, guys. When Facebook first came out 9 or 10 years ago, I decided that if they allowed you to have 5,000 people, that I wanted to have 5,000 people. I still have not added 5,000 people. I think I have like 2,500 or so. But I'll tell you that maybe 10 years ago, a little bit less than that, I told one of my coworkers, "Hey, are you on Facebook? Are you advertising your business on Facebook?" He goes, no, I don't believe in that stuff, blah, blah, blah. But well, you know, this year so far, I've closed 2 deals and that's 20 grand. How would you like to add 20 grand to your bottom line? So from that day forward, guys, I mean, I probably done an average of 4 to 6 deals just from Facebook alone. So are you putting your stuff out there, reminding people that you're a real estate agent, but also word of caution is don't vomit on people that you're in real estate. So don't make every post about real estate. Talk about, you know, hey, I went to this restaurant. They let people eat inside. It's nice. You should go and support it. Hey, I'm at the beach this weekend. Here's a couple pictures of the beach, you know, things of that nature. And then, you know, lastly, hey, I've got a 4-bedroom, 3-bath house for sale in CYPRESS. Do you know anybody that wants to move over here? So moving on to the next one, he says, I have a list of everyone I know. Now what? So it's time to get organized and make contact with each person on your list. Let them know you're in the real estate business. This is when your list of relationships truly start to become the relational asset of your business. It's the first time you're connecting with each person as a real estate professional. Look at your list and make sure you have everyone's full contact info. This should include mailing address, phone number, and email. If you're missing one of these, this gives you the perfect opportunity to make a contact, ask for their information, and start a dialogue about your new career. This is a good time to decide how you're going to manage this information. So guys, I know this is kind of written more to like a new person, but you could start this. If you're in the business more than 5 years, you can go back to the MLS and get every client you've sold and put them in your database, you know, just to start. And that would be a great database just to go back to all those people. So they recommend using a CRM. Obviously, you know, they're pitching their companies, but any CRM is good. I've shared with you guys that my favorite CRM is Facebook, which it's not a CRM, but that's what I use to stay in touch with all my clients. The only thing with Facebook is it doesn't tell you, hey, it does tell you today's David Grimm's birthday, but for example, it doesn't tell you, hey, it's been a month since you've contacted David. You should send him a card or call him, you know? So a CRM will do that for you. So making first contact, what do? You get to tell everyone you know that you've started a new career and you're planning to build your database with referrals they send you. So send everyone in your database a letter via snail mail. Let them know you're in the real estate business and plan to work primarily by referral. Tip, use your new company letterhead and include your business card. You'll want to set the expectation that you'll be keeping in contact by sending them valuable information on a regular basis and give them the gentlest of reminders. Oh, by the way, I'm never too busy for any of your referrals. Going back to the package that Brian Buffini sends Christina and Marjorie, that package, I've seen them before, the letters that they include, how to improve your credit score, how to make your house updated to today's standards, things that you can do to save money in your home, you know, how a hot water heater could save you, a tankless heater can save you money, you know, things of that nature. So it is something of value. But again, why not add a little twist to it, like I said earlier, and sending them a report like Christy just shared, or sending just let me see, I think I closed it, but I'll show you guys next meeting. When you click on the APN and the MLS, that automatically generates a report with comps and what the value is and a couple other things about the property. Why not print a bunch of those out and just mail those out to your clients, right? So it doesn't have to be that complicated. So so it goes, making first contact, what do I say? Follow up with an introductory letter with a phone call. Make sure they have received your announcement, and let them know you're excited to be in business. So you want to make sure they don't already have a real estate professional they use and or refer exclusively. Maybe someone in their family is already their trusted advisor in the industry, and that's great. Knowing who you can count on to be an advocate for your business will help you prioritize the relationships in your database. Use the sample dialogues on the next page to help you easily initiate this conversation. We call this the mayor campaign, since you're essentially finding out if you can count on their vote. So the mayor campaign is, oh, by the way, if you were buying or selling a home or had a friend or family member who was, am I the person you'd refer them to? No. let them know it's great they have someone they trust to work with. And if that ever changes, you'll always be here to help. Yes, let them know you'll be keeping in touch and are happy to take excellent care of anyone they refer to you. If you want to snap a picture of this, guys, this is something good. If not, like I said, I'll send you guys a link to this or the slides. When meeting new people, you can also use the mayor campaign in a slightly different manner. It's inevitable that you'll be asked what you do for a living when first getting to know someone. This is a perfect opportunity to add new relationships to your database. If you guys remember, Bruce Mulhorn always teaches Ford family, occupation, recreation, dreams, right? And I don't care if you don't do Ford, whenever you go out, the conversation always ends up going to, what do you do for a living? I don't know why that happens, but it just does, right? Wherever you go, it ends up, ending up that way. John Greer goes and eats at John's for breakfast, and he's got his newspaper out, and somebody ends up asking him what he does for a living. It just happens. So when meeting new people, you can also use the mayor campaign in a slightly different manner. So, oh, by the way, if you were buying or selling a home or had a friend or family member who was, do you have an agent you would refer them to? Yes. Well, that's great. It's important that you have a qualified professional to work with. If they said no, then you'd say, well, I'd like to be that person. And from time to time, I come across valuable real estate information that everyone finds helpful. Would you like to receive that? Sure. Okay, great. Where's the place to send it? And I'll tell you, I know that Christina Furneaux, if you guys want to call her, I'm sure she'd take your call. If you were to ask her, does she do this? I guarantee you she does, because she will tell you personally that she has been following up with people from 5 years ago. And I don't know, John might know this, but I think she started 5 years ago. So she's told me before, I'll ask her, hey, how did you get that listing? Oh, I've been following up with them since 5 years ago. I'm like, what the hell? Oh, that's a long time. Yeah, I just stay in touch. I stay in touch. So it says here, for those of you who are new to the area, make sure to notify your friends, family, colleagues, and past clients that you're moving or have moved using the same technique outlined above. But ask them if they know anyone in your new area. You never know who might have a great contact waiting for you in the place you now call home. Guys, and I shared with you in the past, somebody that lives, multiple people that live in multiple different cities. So when you see a listing in that person's city, send them a text, remind them that you're in the business, right? That's a touch. That qualifies as a touch. And you guys saw that I shared last meeting. I sent that text to my client, Janet. I go, hey, in case you know anybody looking to move to Norwalk. She lives in La Mirada. And then what happened that week of the meeting, like a day or two before, she texted me and goes, hey, if you ever see a house with a huge kitchen, can you call us? We're thinking about making a move. So now I know, hey, they're thinking about making a move. It'll be, maybe 6 months from here or a year out, but it's going to happen eventually. So now I know, right? Now I'm kind of like, okay, keep sending them properties, that you come across, because eventually they are going to make a move. So do I just wait for the phone to ring? At this stage, it can be tempting to feel like you've done enough to sit back, relax, and wait for the phone to ring with referrals. However, for many new real estate professionals, generating their first referrals can take a little time. Our guess is that you want to start filling your pipeline as quickly as possible. So we suggest you implement some conventional lead generation strategies in a relational manner. Examples of conventional strategies for generating leads are sign calls, floor time, ad calls, walk-ins, and internet leads. Typically, these leads are inquiring about a property and just want some quick information. Many agents miss an opportunity to create a relationship with these leads because they lack the communication skills and confidence required to simultaneously answer questions and also ask questions and cover the true need of the person calling or walking in the office. I'm here to tell you guys that in a couple of months, hopefully sooner than later, open houses are going to be back. And I belong to a couple groups online of real estate agents and their mastermind groups or whatever. And everybody's talking about, oh, I miss open house and I can't wait till open houses come back. And that's funny because I remember when open houses were allowed, not everybody does them. It's just like everything else. Oh, I didn't print my flyers out today, so I'm not going to do the open house anymore. So please, don't let that opportunity go by when it does come back. Bob Wolf, from Corona Del Mar, he built his business off open houses. He would do open houses every single day for a year until he got so busy that he could no longer do them, right? So trust me, open houses are a great prospecting method. And if you apply the Buffini system to it, of building a relationship with these people and mailing them stuff, you're definitely going to be successful. One of the number one teams in our company, the mother and son team, Maria Palacios and Chris Gonzalez, trust me, when you go to their open house, the first thing Maria asks you is, how did you find my open house? She wants to know if somebody pointed you that way, if you know somebody that knows her, if you just saw the yard sign, if you follow the open house sign. She wants to know that stuff. And then she has you fill out a clipboard with your email, address, and phone number. And she's a little bit pushy about it, which could rub some people the wrong way. But anyways, as soon as the day's done, Chris goes back to the office. They send everybody a personal handwritten note thanking them for coming to the open house. And then they're in their drip system. And then Chris calls them. So they really, they are Tom Ferryites. So that they run on the Tom Ferry system, but it's quite the same as this, guys. So nothing really different. So so it says, ask the right questions. You have to provide value by answering questions, and then discover needs by asking questions. So I believe that is the last slide. If any of you, yeah, go ahead.
Just to kind of piggyback on this a little bit, is that I was talking with Christina Furneaux. She's number 8 last year for the company. All of her business. I don't have the statistics in front of me how many she sold, but just saying they were all from referrals from her sphere of influence, all of them. And then Marjorie is up. And again, I'm not in front of the screen, but in the top 20, let's say,
yes,
is a huge Brian Buffini. But the point I wanted to make is there's 2 of our agents working that program and are highly successful in the company and for the individually. But there was an agent that I used to work with that was specializing in buyers, work with them all the time. And I asked her, do you ever follow up with do you ever, no, I don't do anything. She sent out a Christmas card to him with her business card in it. And she got 2 deals, a listing and sold somebody's kids a property. And then 6 months later, I asked her, well, how are you doing? You got any more leads? Or, no, I go, you're not sending them anything else? No. And so my point is, you have to be consistent with this. You can't just send them one time or make a phone call one time and expect to keep getting business enough to make your goals and what have you. So consistency is going to be huge with this program, Benny, that you're presenting. So I wanted to get that point out.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you, John. Yeah, and you've shared that before with us. And John, my buddy Bernard Moran, he says, I don't know why, but real estate agents, we do this. We do something and it works, and then we stop doing it. And he goes, I don't know why that is, but it happens. So anyways, guys, the last little thing here, if you guys want to snap a picture of this, you could tweak this letter to however you like. Maybe the first client that you ever had in the business, maybe they haven't heard from you in 10 years. Wouldn't it be nice to send them this letter and just say, hey, you know what? And my buddy says too, he goes, hey, sometimes he sent this letter and people will go, wait a minute, what is he talking about? He's our agent. He represented us, because this letter is like an orphan's letter. If you guys know what that is from like Tommy Hopkins, orphans are clients that other agents in your office who have retired used to work and no longer work them. So, but anyways, my buddy sent an orphan letter out like this, and the clients call them and go, hey man, what are you talking about? You were our agent. You didn't adopt us from somebody else or something. And he goes, hey, I just wanted to apologize. I've been a bad agent. I promise it won't happen again. This time around, I promise to stay in touch. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to call me and keep me in mind. So anyways, I hope you guys got something out of this. Again, if you want to learn more about Brian Buffini, you can get free videos on him on YouTube. And then if you might want to sign up for his program, which I highly recommend, you can go to his website, brianbuffini.com. All right, guys, any questions or any last parting thoughts that you might have? Okay, well, congrats to everybody. Really proud of you guys. You guys are doing amazing. The market is extremely hot. Make sure to communicate that with any new buyers that you get. I was sharing with John really quickly. Last Sunday, I was supposed to go or Saturday, show property to a client qualified to 475. And I had asked my lender to push them to 500, and the buyer didn't want to do that. And I kid you not, guys, they want to stay on this side of the 15 freeway in LA County, and I wasn't able to find anything at 475. And then I hopped the other side of the 15 freeway, and there were a couple things, but they were in Jurupa Valley, and the buyer pretty much said, yeah, no, I'll pass. And I even adjusted my search to 2 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, 2 bath at 475, and there was absolutely nothing. So make sure to communicate these things to your buyers. You know, make sure that they are realistic about what's going on. Remember, this client at 475, they really can't be looking at properties at 475 because if it's a hot property and it's competitive, they're going to have to overbid. So they might have to look at properties in the 440s, right? So just keep that in mind. Don't waste your, it's a hot market and there's a lot of money out there to be made, but don't spin your wheels for free either. Okay. All right, guys, make it a great, amazing week. Talk to you soon.